Welcome to the True Wealth Investors Real Estate Podcast. Creative investing strategies to help you build true wealth. I'm your host, Chad Harris. Hey everybody, glad you're back. Today's episode is the third and final part of a presentation on how to give sellers multiple offers so you get more offers accepted. If you do that, you'll get more deals. We'll make more money. Life is better, right? Everything can get better, and it's all up to us to do it. So today's specific portion is bringing together the information from the last two episodes, how we construct those offers, what formulas we use, how we fund the offers depending on which offer they accept, and it'll really put the whole process together for you. All right. Now, I recognize that some people aren't really comfortable talking to sellers and don't understand how to initiate that conversation. And so, if you want to improve how you talk to sellers, or you're nervous about it and you aren't sure how to do it and you just want some help with how to talk directly to sellers and initiate that conversation with them, I have a script that we developed and we still use in our office, and you can download that at our website, truewealthinvestors.com/call script. Okay, and it is detailed, walk you through exactly what to say so that you follow the process of building rapport with them, getting to know what their pain point is, and then how to initiate the conversation or transfer the conversation towards their house and their deal, and how they can finance it for you. Okay. So again, you can find that at truewealthinvestors.com/call script. All right. If you have any questions, as always, reach out to me, Chad at truewealthinvestors.com. Enjoy the episode. And as always, keep building your dream life one door at a time. All right. So here's how we put this all together. We're going to make 2 to 3 offers with our sellers, and you can do this directly. I tend to talk about directly with the seller, but you do the same thing working through realtors. So we're going to give them one offer that's a low price, all cash. And if they accept that offer, we're going to use a private lender to fund the deal. So that offer is going to need to be low loan to value. So when we get the loan from the private lender, it's going to cover the full investment in the property. Now, like I said, that's not going to help every seller. So we also want to give a higher priced offer, maybe a middle of the road price, where we're going to put a little bit of money down so they get some money at closing, and then they're going to offer seller financing. So we're going to make them monthly payments over time to pay the rest off. And so in that instance, they're going to get a higher price. They'll get some money to move on to whatever their next thing is they want to move on to, and then they'll get monthly income. Now, occasionally you get a seller who is just dead set on a high price. And obviously, if our whole business model is based on a low price, then if price is their number one concern, there is no way we can work out a deal. But if we get real creative with the 0% financing, we can give them a high price. We can even give them our price over the value of the house with little to no money down and 0% financing, and it'll work well for them and us. All right. So here are kind of some ballpark numbers, and we'll get back to these in a minute, but let's look at a quick example here. So price versus terms. Too often, us as real estate investors, we get hung up on price too. And price should not be our top concern, right? The true concern that we should have is what we're actually paying for that property, both in price and financing, because that's the true cost of the property. So if we buy a house and it has a 30-year amortization, and we pay $100,000 for it, if we put that into the amortization table, we're going to get the actual what we're paying in interest and the total cost. Okay, so over that 30 years, we might actually be paying 200,000 or 220,000, something like that, for the house because of the interest over 30 years. That's the number that we really need to care about. All right. And so here's a real quick example. If we're looking at a house that's worth 150,000, and we can give them 3 offers. We're going to give them one offer at 105,000, all cash. We're going to give them one offer, 135,000 seller financing, and then we're even going to give them an offer of 165,000, more than their house is worth, with seller financing. And that one, what seller would not love to call their friends and neighbors and tell everybody they got 165,000 for a house worth 150, right? So this is the percentage that our price or our offer is compared to the value of the property. And we're going to look at these 3 examples as though the payment is roughly the same. So if they take a price of 105,000 and we're paying a private lender 8% interest, this is over a 30-year term, our payment's going to be $770. If they would rather offer financing and they'll get 135,000 for their house at 5% interest on a 30-year term, the payment's going to be $724. Or the really high price 165 but 0% interest, we're just going to make that payment be $725 a month. Those payments are roughly the same, right? And we can make the payment on that 0% interest whatever we want, because every payment's principal. So we could have the payment change after a few months if we've done work on the house, or maybe it changes after a few years when we've increased rents. We can get really creative with it, but for this example, we're just going to leave it at $725. So that means that 0% interest loan is actually going to pay off in 19 years instead of the other 2 that pay off in 30. Okay. And now here is the actual cost of principal and interest over the life of the loan. If we left that private lender investment in place for 30 years, we'd end up paying $277,000 for the house. If we did the seller financing at 5% over 30 years, we'd pay $260,000. And even with the really high price, because there's 0 interest, when we pay off that loan, we'll end up only paying $165,000 for the house. Okay, so we shouldn't get hung up on the price that we're offering. The seller will get hung up on the price a lot of times. We need to really focus on the final cost and the terms that we can get with them. All right. And so this is just a rough framework for how we can make 2 to 3 offers. We can vary these based on the situation, but we've got our low price offer, all cash. Middle price offer, maybe 90% of the value with a little bit of money down and seller financing at a reasonable rate. Or a high price over the value of the property with little to no money down and 0% financing. And really the key to this is that we're going to cater to whatever the seller wants. It really shouldn't matter to us which offer they accept or which offer they like, because any of these 3 offers is good for us, right? We shouldn't make an offer that's not good for us. And so we should be fine with whichever one they prefer. We are adding new episodes every week, so make sure and subscribe and check out all of our content at truewealthinvestors.com.